Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to another Bedroom Guru with me, Nicky Alan. It is stupid o'clock, I call it, in the morning. I have been up all night because my poor little darling Mia, my little fur baby, has been sick and very poorly. And she's actually snoozing away now, so you'll hear her snores in a minute because most of you panic when you don't. So while I was sitting here, I was looking through some emails, and one of them from Holly in the US asked me a few questions, and straight away I knew that she was going through a spiritual awakening. So whilst I'm sitting here nursing my poor little baby girl, who seems quite all right, even though I've had about 2 hours sleep, I've got a feeling I'm going to be having an afternoon snooze, just saying. I thought I'd talk about spiritual awakening because there's lots of people that are going through it. What is a spiritual awakening? It first started, and I was aware of it many, many years ago, perhaps back in, I don't know, 2011, something like that, that there was a mass change of energy throughout the universe. And it started 12-12-12. I even did an article in it, I think, from a magazine in the US about it. So I was told by my guides that there was a big shift of consciousness taking place, and it would start 12-12-12. And I believe that it's as a result, or it's been planned so that like people that are open to spiritual awakening can lead the way because of the crisis that the planet's going through with COVID. So, what is spiritual awakening? I shall tell you. 12-12-12, most people that are light workers or are ambassadors for spirit or are healers or going to do anything to do with the universal consciousness would have had life-altering things take place. Mine obviously was my road accident. Lots of people either had partners pass over or got divorced or lost their house or had massive pivotal moments, near-death experiences, accidents themselves, but something changed their course of events that changed, their psyche, their awareness, and they started to wake up to the signs that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. And due to that life-changing event, it then put them on a path that threw them into some sort of spiritual way of being, either for themselves, for them to lead a lot more contented and knowledgeable path, or for them to become spiritual workers in all different ways. You know, you could be even a beauty therapist, but how you counsel someone during your time doing that, or you might incorporate crystals into your work. You know, there's just all different ways that you can work as a spiritual worker. Now, the spiritual awakening has been more prevalent in the last 2 years, and I believe it's because the general consciousness, the general energy that is resonating throughout the planet since COVID started has lowered to a very dense level. The energy spikes, when I sometimes feel the universal energy in a meditation, is very heavy. It's full of fear, people not knowing what their future is, the worry of them losing material aspects of their life, homes, jobs, people coming to massive conclusions with their personal life, whether they think, yeah, I want to marry this person, or I can't stand them during the lockdown, so I'm going to divorce them. So there's all these huge life-altering spikes, tower moments I call them, that have taken place. During that time, there are people that have had life-altering experiences that have made them look at themselves. So lots of people that perhaps, and this is where you can start ticking off the boxes and identifying this, find that, you know, they used to perhaps not want to be alone, or they used to be codependent, or they never really wanted to do anything in their own right, you know, without a partner there. And lots of people that are experiencing a spiritual awakening may, you know, have a massive breakup after years of marriage, or make decisions on leaving someone, or, as I say, could have indeed lost their partner or lost someone close to them. And so they have to have this situation where they face their own company. And so they start to embrace this and realise that their own company is quite precious. And because this gives them time to look within themselves to see what they like, what they want, who they are. Lots of people tend to, if they're in relationships or around people that have got a stronger personality than themselves, which is normally you know, the norm for empaths, you know, normally with stronger personalities that have got more in-depth problems, they tend to kind of live the life of the other person, what they like to eat, what they like to watch on the telly, what they like to do hobby-wise, who they like to mix with. And then if you're suddenly on your own, you start to discover, and I certainly did, start to discover what you like, what you want to do, how you want to spend your spare time, you know, what you want to put first. Is it your job, being a parent, traveling, whatever it is? And so you may be being placed in a position where you're suddenly with yourself, and you have to then decide, well, what do I want to do with my life? Rather than what am I going to do for him, her, or them, it's like, what do I want to do with my life? And so you will possibly be faced with you looking at yourself. This then helps you to develop the love of oneself, and also allows you to perhaps feel like you need to cut away from the bullshit of people, and, you know, things on Facebook that create all of this massive frenzy, especially with COVID. So you might find that you start taking yourself off into quiet, natural locations more. You may find that you are starting to embrace standing by the ocean or walking through a forest, and you might find that you become more aware of your surroundings. So this is pretty much automatic for me, but for others it isn't. So you might start listening to birdsong more. You might start noticing that, you know, the new bud coming out of a leaf, of a plant. You may start to notice the wind and sounds of nature more, and you become more present. You become aware of exactly where you're standing and what is going on around you in your peripheral vision and in your mind, you know. Same as, you know, by the sea, rather than just standing there, you absorb the energy of the waves. You hear them coming in and out, and you start looking beyond what you're seeing. And this is what I mean by this, is that you think, perhaps, you know, when I look at the sea, I kind of open my mind to the movement of the sea, and I think the tide is in, it goes out, it always continues. No matter what happens, it continues. It can be a high, you know, wave that just smashes against the rocks when we have these, you know, really volatile emotions, and then other times it is calm and flat and is the most inviting tranquility you could possibly imagine. So it has its moves, doesn't it, the sea? But it always continues to go in and out. No matter what happens, it continues. And I kind of take strength from that, and I take notice of that the tide will continually come in. I will continue to survive in this planet. It's just how I deem to do it. And then I listen to the sound of the sea, and I wonder if that helps me embrace my energy and make it stronger. So I sit there and embrace how I listen to it, and then it gives me a kind of backdrop to me then linking to the angel realms. Most of the time that I do my angel invocation or talking to my lot in the spirit world is by the sea. I sit on a rock, I ground myself, being aware of the rock, going into the earth, connecting with the earth, grounding me to where I am, and then listening to the sea, taking myself off somewhere further than just the planet. Does that make sense? So I kind of use the planet, nature, my surroundings to fulfill this feeling of perhaps recharging my batteries, connecting with the universe, connecting with other types of frequency out there. So to me, nature, oh my goodness, is the most magical thing. I remember sitting out on the patio, and I'm sure I did a video about this in the summer, when I was watching the bees buzzing by, the dragonflies, and I was seeing the new shoots coming out of plants, and I was looking at their colours, and I was looking at some of the dried leaves and some of the fall leaves, thinking about what position I'm in the sun. And you just kind of go deeper into an understanding of your surroundings. This may be happening to you. You may be taking in a lot more and thinking more about what's going on around you. Okay, so you become very aware of your presence, very aware of your current situation, very aware of what you need to change, very aware of what is good for you and that you should embrace, and very aware of how you're feeling about situations and people around you, whether they need to change. You also might find that your friends can change. They may bring true colours where you think, actually, you know, I've thought this for a while, but I can't be doing this anymore. It's just too much. And you start breaking away and embracing different types of friends, which may be more spiritually minded, may be more calm, may not have as much drama going on, may not be needy of your attention and always wanting you to run around for them. They're an equal partner in this relationship. you'll find yourself attracted to more open-minded people that like deal with grace and tranquility. They may be healers, they may have an interest in, you know, spirituality, or even other things such as galaxies, aliens, whatever it is that you feel affiliated to. So you may find yourself being attracted more to that. You may also feel a need to watch videos like this. You may start being interested in watching various videos on YouTube, looking at social media, where there's things about the universe, about the awakening, about different galaxies, the possibility of aliens, the spirit world, angels. So you may suddenly get a given interest in that. You will also possibly start to get lucid dreams. Some of them are totally out there and you think, wow, but you remember every single part of it. It's very colourful, very vivid, very real. And these are normally downloads from different frequencies, whether it be the angel realms, the spirit world, perhaps other planets, whatever, you know, your energy connects with. And you always know they're lucid, because mind you, I don't know what my one was about last night, because again, it was my recurring dream of me being Simon Cowell's girlfriend. Don't even ask me what that's about. I was trying to save this child, beautiful black baby, and she was with a really bad family or something, and this woman who was with me reminded me of Whitney Houston. She was stunning, and she goes, you've got to save the baby, got to save the baby. So I had to go to this building and ask for Simon to say, look, you've got to help me, we've got to get this baby safe. Christ knows what that was about. And then I said to him, well, did you miss me? I haven't seen you for a while. He went, no, I didn't. I'm like, okay then, random. So most probably that's a lot of things that fed into my consciousness over the last few days to create that. Still very lucid though, very vivid. However, you might get things that, you know, I get a lot of dreams about the crisis of the planet. And I sometimes get dreams of the future of the planet, and I go into past lives in my dreams. I get my family visit me from the spirit world, and I know they're real physical visitations. I sometimes even get messages from my guides during my dream state, and I also certainly do get guidance, and sometimes even I wake up knowing exactly what I'm going to be doing that day on a spiritual level, whether it's what I choose to address on my channel, or I think I need to reach out to this person. It always serves me well in the end. So start noticing these lucid dreams that you wake up and remember. And it's also important to make a note in a soul journal, in your journal, because they could become relevant for the future. You could also be being trained to understand third eye visualization and templates and shortcuts. For instance, you know, if I see the name Chris, if I'm doing a reading, it can mean the name Chris, but if I say you don't know the name Chris, I say no, I think great. Chris means to me a Christmas passing. It means a Christmas part, and same as Carol. If I say Chris or Carol, it means someone passed around Christmas time. And so they start teaching these shortcuts, so you don't have to use too much energy and have to see too hard. These shortcuts coming from your communicator, and your guide kind of tells you, right, this is your new shortcut. I've written a load of them down in the back of my soul journal, loads of them that I see. And so you could start being exercised, if you like, during your sleep state on working the third eye muscle, if you like. You know, starting to work that gland where you start seeing things more visually. So you may even see someone and suddenly in your mind's eye you see, I don't know, a lamb, and then they say, oh, we've got a sheep farm. You know, I'm trying to think of weird, wonderful analogies. And so you might start seeing things more clearly in your mind when you're in front of people, or if you're in your own presence. So that may be happening as well. The massive thing that will take place as well is synchronicity, symbolism, and signs. So you'll keep seeing the same number everywhere you go. And then when you Google it, it most probably appertains to spiritual awakening. The number one spiritual awakening number that you'll see is 1111. I see it everywhere. And I think it's reminding me of my own awakening that took place during my 5-year journey in bed, hence what I describe in Me, Myself and I, my book. And it's still continuing, but it's also reminding me of what I was told years ago about waking people up. And I'm just going to talk about that a bit more in a minute. So definitely seeing symbols. You may be hearing the same music. You may be seeing the same name. You might be seeing archangel names. You might be being told earth angel messages by 3 different people that aren't even talking to you. So you'll go past someone that says, oh yeah, they need to move. And then you'll go into the surgery perhaps to pick up your prescription, and there'll be yeah, I hear she's moving. And then you'll go on the bus, and then you'll hear someone say, yeah, I've just moved house, right? And that your 3 symbols that the earth angels are telling you, move house. Can you see what I mean? I'm trying to find all these different versions of how you can see symbolism and synchronicity. You could be sitting behind you know, a car registration number, and there's a number in it, or even your name, or it might even have dad written in it, or whatever. You could have that. You could have apports where you're having coins dropped and various items dropped. You could have things going missing and being brought back again to make you realise that there is a spirit presence around you that you should be more aware of. You may even get visitation. My friend is going through awakening at the moment, and the stuff that's happening to her, you know, she's getting light shows in the bedroom at night. She's getting all sorts of signs and symbolism coming up wherever she goes. Massive synchronicities, dates of people that have passed repeatedly being shown to her, dreams of people that have passed over. And, you know, as I say, she's being shown visually. We have 2 ways of seeing, you see. We have the third eye, which is picture Elvis in your head right now. Probably most of you will see him in that rhinestone white suit while he's swinging his hips in Las Vegas. Picture that in your mind. So that's the kind of way we see it, but it's a lot more stronger, a lot more impulsive, and it also shows itself as something that's completely separate from your own thought process. So that's how we see clairvoyantly, but then we can also see with our physical eye. And so you may start seeing orbs. You have the first manifestation of an orb, which is normally literally just a circle of light, which will have circles of light of different colours. It may have 3D effect that you can see within it. You might even see faces in it, but you have to check to make sure it's creating its own light rather than reflecting as a dust particle or insect would. You've got the second stage of light, which is a rod, or looks like a bit like a tadpole, which is a fleeting movement where the orb is starting to condense a bit more, or a rod of light. Right, you'll see that. And this come up on photographs as well as you physically seeing it. You then get spirit mist, ectoplasmic mist, which looks a bit like cigarette smoke. Lots of people tend to sit in their bedrooms, like, you know, if they wake up during the 3 a.m. visitation time, you may find it again, white mist on photographs, or you might see it and think that's a bit weird. And that is, again, a further manifestation of a spirit energy coming in. The fourth stage is then like the white lady, the grey lady, whatever you want, or a figure or a shadow. It could be a shadow or light, where the mist starts to condense a bit more and starts to create form, whether it's a pet, animal, or a person. And that was your 5th stage. And I think it's fourth stage. 5th stage is solid as you like. I'm standing here looking at you, talking to you. So some of you might start to actually, in dream state, or even just waking up at night, or even just sitting in your room watching the telly, have someone pop in and go, hello love, and you think, oh my god, what's going on? You're being awakened. That's what's happening. You may even hear your name being called. You may get angelic inferences going on. And when you get angelic interference, if you like, or, well, it's not really interference, but when you get angelic connections, it's very definitive. Don't do that, do this, and they guide you very, very definitively to where they want you to go. It's very different from spirit communication. They are very forthright, and they're very, you must go and do this. And it's not as if you'll see an angel or you'll hear it. You'll just have this overwhelming need to do something that you know you have to do. You don't know why, but my God, you know, your life depends on you. You have to get it done. And that's normally angelic energy pushing you to get something done that you need to do, that's going to help you on your path. So you'll start feeling more stronger urges to do certain things, and it will bug you until it's done. And again, this could be spirit or angel interference, but spirit is a bit more gentle. They'll say, you know, perhaps you want to do this, and it's free will. But if an angel comes in and knows that you have to do something to change your life circumstances for the better, for the greater good, they will whack it in there, and you will just have to do it. It just doesn't matter. It has to be done. And so that's another way that they can come in and inspire you. You'll find yourself thinking a lot deeper, And you may even start to think about other planets, think about what heaven is like. You might start to have this big mind looking into the deeper meaning of the universe, humanity, and the planet. And some people say, they write emails to me saying, I think I'm going bloody mad. What the hell am I thinking about all this for? You're being awakened. There is a plan for you in the future. We are in dire straits at the moment as a planet, to do with, obviously, you know, the abuse that the planet's had, and it's kicking off with tsunamis, earthquakes, and God knows what, because we've abused the planet, we've polluted it too much. We're also having humans being eradicated through the COVID, being taken off the planet. Population thing, I don't know. Like we've had, you know, if you go back to all of the things like the plague and the Black Death and the Spanish flu and God knows what, there's always something that nature does to create balance. And I don't know if it is a balance thing or it's just the fact that we're manifesting what a lot of people tend to reside in, which is this negativity, which is this, I'm not talking about us, the general people, but, you know, like the fat cats. And, you know, all of this manipulation and the social manipulation and the greed, the tycoons, the money and all of that. Perhaps we're changing our universal energy and it's got too far down the materialistic line, too far down the egotistical line. And perhaps it's all been balanced up. And perhaps the COVID, as I said in a previous video, is to do with, you know, getting ourselves more aware of ourselves, of our planet and of each other and humanity. And initially it started off very much like that, didn't it, with the applause with the NHS and we'll keep calm and carry on, but slowly we're descending into this energy of resentment and almost a bit of mutiny there because of all of these rules and regulations that are being imposed upon us. And so, you know, there's this general feeling of angst and anger and frustration and sadness, you know, not being able to see our families, being in this controlled environment. Not a lot of people like it. And so, again, this is where the people that become awakened come into their own, because we're the ones sitting here, like now, even though I've had a couple of hours sleep looking after my dog, I felt inspired to share this with you. And hopefully you will share this on. Hopefully this will start to reach thousands in time to come. It'd be lovely if it did, rather than hundreds. But the light workers have knowledge. The light workers have things to share, whether it's their healing gift or their gift of proving the afterlife, or their gift of, you know, sharing philosophy or channeled messages from the angel realms or whoever they're getting their source from. And so we're going to keep the upliftment going. We are the sources from the universe that are going to keep humanity going. We're going to keep the morale boosted. We're going to keep the hope and faith message going. And likewise with the indigo and crystal children that have been born into the millennium, these are born with this enlightenment. They're born with it. Lots of them, however, don't want to manifest through human life, so they remain autistic, ADHD. They remain in this beautiful energy where they don't want anything to do with humankind, but just show their innocence, naivety and beauty through their own way. And again, this is another thing. It's teaching humanity to love ourselves again, to love each other, love ourselves for who we are, and to spread that love out. And this is exactly what Lightworkers doing at the moment. And I find that when I look at various podcasts or listen to various podcasts and look at various spiritual channels on here, it's starting to spike. People are looking for answers. People are looking for some hope that nobody else is creating for them. And so they do naturally attract themselves to people like me. And they send these emails and they send these, what's happening? Why is this all happening? Why do I feel like this? And blah, blah, blah. And as I say, some of you just need to come to people like me for guidance, or some of you are naturally attracted to watch this because you are going through your awakening. You will start to feel a lot more wise. You will start to feel that you want to connect and understand yourself more through journals, through self-analysis. Perhaps you'll start doing self-development. Perhaps you'll start looking at what sort of diet you're having. Perhaps you'll start looking at what exercise you'd like to do for yourself. It's all about this self-awareness, which is part of the awakening. Perhaps you'll make decisions about relationships, jobs, the position you're in. Perhaps you may take leaps of faith and want to do that crystal healing course and get rid of the typing job. you know, and people think you're mad, but you just think, no, I know I need to do this, and you get that overwhelming need. You do need to do it, and that's normally an angel just pushing your ass forwards, you know. So you'll also find people like me. So people have also sent emails saying, I can't believe I just found you randomly and my life's completely changed since watching you. So humbled by that. But again, it's almost living out the prophecy I was told, that the people that have become awakened will be connected to other awakened people, so they can be guided by them, so they can understand and learn how to develop their abilities and open themselves up to that universal energy. Try meditation. You may even feel like you want to do meditation. You may feel you want to do yoga to quieten your mind and your body, Tai Chi. You might find that you want to find this peace and tranquility within you. Perhaps COVID has driven you to want to do that. And so you'll want to start opening up and seeing what the universe has to offer you. And then you will find that when you do your opening to the universe, whichever way it may be, through guided meditations, or walking in nature, whatever way it may be that you choose to do it, you then start getting guidance, and then before you know it, you're sitting here doing these videos, or you're doing readings, or you're doing healing, or you're doing philosophy, or you're writing, whatever it may be. The people that have had this dormant energy within them of this colossal spiritual knowledge and power, suddenly, because of the crisis, are now being awakened, and everything will completely change about them. People will notice the change in you. They'll think you either got a bit hippified or they'll just think, that's weird. You go, no, I've got the faith, I'm going to do this. You might show sudden strength that people won't like, because they're used to perhaps someone a bit weaker, someone that's a bit more malleable, but you're not anymore. You won't take it anymore. You'll find all these beautiful strengths come with this spiritual knowledge. You'll find that you'll deal with life a lot easier, people a lot easier. It really doesn't matter, water off a duck's back. You'll find that when you have that connection with the universe, and you know, as I always say, universe means angel, spirit, alien, whatever you're connected to, you will find that there is so much more to the universe, and that you'll find that things that happen down here really aren't that big or huge, whereas they may have used to have overwhelmed you. You find this sense of peace and strength and tranquility that, yeah, it's a bit crappy, but I know it's going to be okay, because I'm not alone. You know, people have got my back. A couple of people have said to me they think they should go to a psychiatrist because they're seeing things in their bedroom and they're getting messages, and weird spirit people are coming to talk to them, and they think they're hallucinating, and they're getting really worried about it. Don't. Let it flow. Let it go. Let it flow. And let it just do its thing and awaken you. Because it almost would be the most beautiful thing you've ever been through. So I hope there's some people that watch this and go, oh my God, that's me. My life has completely changed. My husband's left me. You know, the kids have left home now. I'm on my own. I've just lost my job. What the hell do I do now? Bang, it's spiritual awakening. Other things will start, and you'll think, seeing synchronicity, yeah, there's a reason for everything. It could just be that you've had a really crap time, you know, and that you're not spiritual awakening, but listen to the rest of the ticky boxes I've given you, and that should give you a clue that you are being awakened. Okay? And if you are, that's when you start taking on, you know, I have my online prison living course to help you with that. I've got a lot more courses I'm going to write up in the new year for stuff like this. But, you know, get yourself some angel cards. Start learning angel cards so that you can connect with the divine way. But it's a very practical, easy way, you know, looking at the cards, reading them. But inadvertently, what you're doing is you're saying to angel realms, guide me. And they will come in and guide you by either popping the card out or you know what to pick. So, try your meditations, you know, read books that interest you about the subject, or if you're like me, I don't read any books about this subject at all. I just wait for the angel realms and my guides to tell me, and most of that was through meditation. My brother Richard Allen does an online circle every week. Online development circles, perfect if you want to develop your ability and have a regular time of you allocating yourself to the spirit world, angel realms, universe. So yeah, you become a psychic sponge. Watch people's philosophies on YouTube. Write out your soul journals. Listen to your dreams. Listen to your presence. Where do you stand in your presence? How do you feel about yourself? Are you a formidable person? Are you feeling you're losing your power? How can you change that? It's all about self-development in every facet of your soul, that will take you forward to this massive tranquility and abundance where you find yourself saying, I know I'm going to get that new car. My car's just broke. I've got no money, but I don't care. I know I'm going to get it. Bang, and you get the new car a week later. Thank you very much, universe. I needed it. You helped me, and I know I can work this, and I can teach others. You know, that's how it works. So anyway, I could go on and on about spiritual awakening, but I'm just going to make sure my little baby gets some water, because she might be a bit dehydrated. She is snoring at the moment, though. Cheek of it. Been awake all night. I have used up nearly a whole bottle of carpet cleaner because it is everywhere. I'm not going to lie. And I've got beige carpets. Yeah, beige carpets. I know. So that is my little input on spiritual awakening. If you feel like you are going through it, please comment below. Let me know how you're getting on, if you need any advice. And I'm certainly here to give it. Anything that you want addressed on these on my channel, please just send me a line by emailing me, or comment below and just say, can you tell me about this? What's this all about? And I will gladly do it for you. I want you to learn and know as much as you can about the unknown, about spirituality, supernatural, paranormal, whatever it is. Just ask me and I'll address it for you, what I know of it from my experience. If you're having a spiritual awakening, go you. Just go with it. It'll be a beautiful experience, and you'll come out a much wiser, much more happy, much more confident person. And then you will find a place in the planet where you will bring this boost to morale, whichever it would be, spreading love, spreading your written word, blogs, your knowledge, taking up healing, whatever it is. You'll find your place, because the crisis is here. And so the spirit world, God, if you like, the omnipresence, is saying, right, we need to start spreading some love and light out, because it's just going to get worse if we don't. Hence why they're waking up people a lot earlier than they should be. So you could be an important part of keeping this world happy. I like that. So have a good day. Take care of yourselves. And let me know if you're going through a spiritual awakening. Again, please like, subscribe, and comment below to let me know that you're receiving these well, and that you like what I'm doing. God, I'm so tired. I do need some sleep. I might have to have a little nap. I'm not going to lie. So you take care, and I'll speak to you very soon. God bless you all.